Welcome to Counselor's Corner. I'm Stacy Hawkins. The purpose of Counselor's Corner is to give you the tools you need to maximize your mental and emotional well-being and nurture your relationships. Now, the holiday season is fast approaching, and with it, pumpkin spice lattes, classic movies, and stress. Today, we're joined by HCC ADA counselor Tavia James to talk about how to deal with all that holiday stress. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so very much for having me, Stacy. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, the holidays are supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year. So, why are the holidays so stressful?
Oftentimes we take holiday stress for granted. Um, we have such high expectations for ourselves as well as for our families. And the realities mixed with the day-to-day conflict that we naturally have and wanting now the holiday to be perfect, right? And so we want the home to be immaculate. We want the Christmas tree to every ornament to be placed in the perfect setting. We want to replicate grandma's recipe. So that in itself can be very overwhelming and stressing.
Now, I know that some people feel sadness or even depression around the holidays. What are some reasons that the holidays can kind of aggravate those feelings as well?
That's a really good question because some associate the holidays with unresolved family issues or painful childhood experiences. Oftentimes, you may have um, some changes within the family, whether there's obligations as you're married now. So now you're having to separate the two difference of families or the four difference of families. Maybe a recent divorce or even separation. All of those things could add to the stress of the holiday. Maybe you lost a loved one and you no longer have that holiday cheer, right? Um, or perhaps you're having this high expectation, like I mentioned, of everything should be good.
And what part does our body play in this? Is that connected to our emotions as well?
Absolutely, 100%. Um, the overabundance of parties and gift giving occasions can lead to one of eating, drinking, and being merry, right? And so the temptation of the overindulgence can cause long lasting consequences that can linger past the holiday season. And so some of those long lasting consequences could be perhaps you overspent. And so now you're in debt. You're welcoming the new year with debt. Perhaps you overate. And so now there's a sense of weight gain. Perhaps you did some embarrassing things during the holiday. And so now you're having to relive that, or in the social media age, rewatch it multiple times. So that could contribute to stress as well.
What are some practical ways that we can reduce our holiday stress and deal with all these emotions?
Um, be smart. One, just be smart about the holiday eating. The temptation to try to consume all of the great food. Set some parameters around that. Perhaps you want to set some priorities, right? Make sure that you're not overextending yourself. Create some shortcuts. For me, I love to cook, but during the holiday season, sometimes I'm unable to do the homemade chicken broth, right? And so I may have to buy chicken broth. And so there again, set a schedule, um, create some boundaries, and most importantly, just breathe. And I know that that may sound like, well, I'm already breathing, but I would encourage everyone to intentionally breathe. And so take some moment to ground yourself and just do a few short, deep breaths to center yourself back into your present.
How do we know if it's maybe time to seek some professional help?
Hmm. Well, I think first and foremost, just be aware that stress does exist. You can't avoid it. But once you you start to notice that it's long lasting and it's starting to impact your day-to-day routine, I think at that point you can go in where come to HCC to receive counseling. But I like to just say maybe counseling can be for prevention, it can be for maintenance, and it can be for improvement. And so there is no perfect or right time to have counseling. Just come.
That's some great advice. Thank you so much for joining us, Tavia.
It was such a delight to be here.
Now, if you'd like more information about this and other mental health care topics, as well as learning about all the services provided by the counseling department, visit hccs.edu/counseling. For Counselor's Corner, I'm Stacy Hawkins.